Welcome to the Full-Time Trader Podcast. Hosted by Tokyo. She's a serial entrepreneur, author, and creator of the #1 Forex mentorship program on the market. Kick back, get your headphones on, turn that volume up, and let's talk about what it takes to go from full-time employee to full-time trader.
You absolutely have taken my entire trade to a whole nother level.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I know my peoples is probably saying to me, girl, you said you was gonna release this podcast like yesterday. But guys, you know I'm human and I get busy. But this is something I really wanted to do for a long time. And this is definitely gonna be on YouTube as well. Excuse me guys, I have to take a drink before I get started. There's so much that I want to talk about and I have a ton of notes here. Don't worry guys, it's all from the heart, but I just like to stay organized. Excuse me real quick. So guys, listen, first and foremost, I want to thank everyone for tuning in right now. Like, you could be doing anything else in the world, but you're tuned in and you're listening. I want to thank those who have connected with me on any level. It's hard to trust people in this industry because you don't know who's selling you glitter and gold. You don't know who's genuine or not. And I want to just say thank you all for taking that leap of faith. I want to give you guys a big round of applause for that. But guys, shout out to you guys because I know it's not easy. This is not easy, being a full-time trader, being a full-time employee, working, kids, marriage, everything, and some of us have a lot more going on, but beyond that. And I just want to say, like, shout out to you. Do something, get something. Do nothing, get nothing. Do more, have more. Do less, receive less, right? That's just what it's all about. And sometimes we're not able to do so much. Sometimes we're just able to do a little bit. Guys, something is better than nothing. Small profits is better than no profits or losses, right? So just pat yourself on the back and be proud of yourself because you've came a long way, believe it or not, right? So this podcast is not a signals podcast. I'm not going to go ahead and tell you when to buy, when to sell US30. I know some of you are probably listening in with your charts open right now. But, this is really more so me detailing my experience with transitioning from a full-time employee or working full-time, whether that was at my 9 to 5, which was more like a 7 to 7, or 24 hours, 7 days a week, right? Or, when I was juggling multiple small businesses, I was still working more than I was working at work for much less money. So I want to just detail my experience, what it's like to be a full-time trader, the rewards, the obstacles, the struggles, and all that stuff, right? Because a lot of you don't really know what the transition is gonna be like what is it gonna be like, or how you probably say to yourself, like, how am I gonna get there? What is it gonna take, or what is the experience like, or what am I looking forward to? And I think that I want to be the person that helps everyone understand what that's like, that transition. So with that being said, guys, this episode number 1 is focused on mindset and the relationship with money, something that I really had to learn and understand. And that's especially with trading. Nobody talks about the mindset when we're talking about trading. Everybody thinks that it's just the technical analysis. And I find that new traders go out and get 5 or 6 screens. I'm talking about the people that don't know what they're doing. They're just starting and they think that they need to have multiple screens. And that's actually, for me, that's a distraction for me. Having multiple screens is a distraction for me. I'm sitting in front of my computer and my laptop right now, and one of them is off, and that's because I cannot focus on more than one thing. I'm only trading one pair. I'm only focusing on one thing at a time, because I find that when I give 20% focus here, and here, nothing is given my full 100% attention. And I'm not 100% successful if I can't focus on one thing at one time. So it's not all about the technical analysis, guys. Like, it's about your mindset. You can, and I know people who, like, they know what they're doing on the technical side. They mark up the charts. It looks good. Hey, I know what I'm gonna do today. And for some reason, I get a message later on, and it's like, hey, I don't know what happened. I blew an account today. And I'm like, how did that happen? And they're like, you know what? I can't tell you. I seen my entry, but then I couldn't get in. And guys, that's the mindset. That's definitely the mindset. And I'm going to be talking about it. I talk about it a lot in my mentorship program. I have a book. It's called How to Beat the Market. It's on Amazon. We were freaking #1 in futures trading for 4 weeks in a row with no advertisement on Amazon. It's called How to Beat the Market, Mastering Your Mind and Win Like Crazy, guys. Definitely a good book. I get a lot of messages about it, and we just released it this year. Everything this year, which I worked really hard for a lot of the things that I was able to do. With that being said, guys, before you begin your journey with anything, you have to envision yourself where you want to be first. You know, like, why do you want to trade? And then some people say, like, well, because I hate my job. And it's like, so you quit stuff because you hate it? Is that what you do? You know, like when you don't like something, you don't work at it. You just walk away from it. And I feel like that's a very like amateur answer. Like, of course, guys, we don't like sacrificing all of our freedom to make money, like, you know, because you shouldn't have to trade a lot of your time to make money. However, you know, as adults, we got to do what we got to do. And I was asked that question a couple years ago. Somebody asked that to me, one of my mentors, and they said, hey, Ina, hey, Tokyo, why do you want to trade? And I said to them, in all honesty, I was like, oh, God. And I think that I was a little bit emotional when I was answering this question, because it wasn't because I hated anything. I actually loved my job, and I actually loved the businesses that I invested in, because I'm the type of person that when I want to do something, I'm going to bet it all on myself. I don't ask anyone for permission. I don't ask if it's a good idea. I do it. Whether I'm going to fail, whether I'm going to win, I just do it because I have that much confidence in myself. Now, sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it's not well planned, but you know, at the end of the day, I've done it. I've done a lot of things, and I have the experience, and I learned a lot from it. So when I was asked this question, I said something like, you know, I said, I don't want this. I don't want to trade. I need to trade. Like, I need to do this. And they were like, well, why? Why do you need to do this? And I said, I miss my son. I don't spend a lot of time with him. I don't spend enough time with him. And it's been since he was born, you know, I've been working. And I'm like, you know, it's kind of not fair. And I said, you know, I want to travel. I want to work from home. And even though I love my job, it's just not enough sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I need more, like, of it, you know. And I was telling him, I was like, you know, and COVID, you know, and then, you know, we fast forward, COVID had affected my storefront. I had a store. I had to shut it down for due to COVID. You know, at this time, I you know, and during COVID, I was in the charts. I was trading, but I wasn't. It wasn't a priority for me at that time, because I'm like, you know what, I can't sit around and trade and then do this and do that. At the time, I wanted to have something I was hands-on, and, you know, I kept neglecting my you know, what I had in front of me. So at the time, you know, COVID was a real humbling experience. I also had to remove my Bitcoin machines from stores and stuff like that, and I was just like, whoa, Forex is actually my defense against the recession. It's actually my defense against hardship. So, you know, those were my reasonings. And it's like, I knew this before. And then when the time came, it actually helped me climb out of, you know, the things that I was going through, because I did have this, and I didn't understand that, you know, this needs to be my primary source of income. Maybe I should take this a lot more serious than what I'm doing. I had already invested money into this. I had already invested a lot of time into this, and it actually saved me, because I was like, oh my God, you know, it comes to, you know, certain points where it gets really hard for you, and you feel like your back is against the wall, where you say, like, yo, what do I have to work with? Then you start looking at, like, what do I have to work with? You start looking around the house. You know, for some people, they start selling stuff. Like, what can I do? What do I have? And I was sitting there on my computer one day, and I was like, the chart just kept looking at me. I'm like, you know what? I have this. This is what I have. I have trading. This is what I have. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go full throttle with this. This is going to be it for me, like nothing else. I don't care about anything else. This is going to be my source of income. I'm actually going to make this my business, because that's just the mindset that I have. And this is just going to be it for me. And then it turned into me teaching other people. And I don't even know how I got there. But long story short, guys, is like, I envision myself in a place, and I could have said something like, you know, I want to be in a yacht. I want to be on a yacht. And if that's what you envision for yourself, that's what it is, right? But I said to myself, I want to work from home and I want to spend more time with my son. And I did it. We're doing this full time. Like we spend a lot of time together, and that's just what I needed. I needed that, and he needed that from me. And of course, guys, I want a big gigantic mansion. I want all of those things, right? And that's in my that's where I envision myself right now, like on the next step. But long story short, guys, is this, I asked for that, and this is what I wanted, and this is where I see myself, and then I was provided with more. Like, when God sees you working so hard at something, he provides you with more, because then it took me to creating a book that people love. It took me to creating a mentorship program. It took me to learning this one skill, and now I'm able to generate multiple streams of income. YouTube, different things. I think even Quora is paying me to answer questions. So it's like learning this one thing has opened so many different doors for me, and that's just more than I ever asked for when I envision myself doing this. So I'm truly grateful for that. And I just want to say, like, you have to see it, you have to feel it, touch it, smell it. You ever want to go to bed early so that you could just get back in that fantasy world? And that's just how I felt. I was just like, I'm getting up early. I'm up at 3 a.m. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm connecting with people. And, it's more on my plate because I'm now feeling responsible for others. And I'm like, damn, I can't afford to put out the wrong information. Or what if people don't really connect with what I'm saying? Or what if people feel like, I don't really like it? But, it just has been really amazing that people are responding positively to what I'm saying, and it's not something I made up. It's just, I love it. I just love it. And I'm happy that, I'm able to continue to be a blessing for others. So this is pretty much how it goes, guys. You have to create a roadmap, right? Where you are right now, right? And listen to me. Listen to me. You're probably sitting down in a car that you hate. You're probably at a job that you don't like. You're probably in an apartment that's breaking apart. Like, I don't really know where everyone is, but, it's really hard to see yourself outside of your environment sometimes, but we have to learn how to do that, because when we pay too much attention to our flaws, that overcomes us. So, guys, this is my favorite word ever. It's called intention. That's my favorite word. Like, I might go get it tatted somewhere. And it's intention, right? And I learned this. I like to say it. I learned it. Intention. You know what I mean? Like, what is the purpose? We learn intention within ourselves, what our intentions are. And then, being a successful trader is mastering the intention of the market as well. So wherever your attention is focused is where your intention. And sometimes it's unintentional that we focus on our flaws, right? But the more you focus on your flaws, the more everything around you it becomes about that flaw, right? Like, I hate my car. You know what I mean? I hate my job. I hate this and that. So we can't even see beyond our environment when we focus too much on our flaws. And I have a really wonderful example for that. So anyways, guys, with the roadmap, right? You're here. The finish line is where you want to be. Everything you do in between where you are and where the finish line is, everything in between that is what you need to do to get there. So you have to know where you're going first, right? You can't just get in your car and just start driving in circles. You're gonna burn gas. Things happen, like an accident or anything. Like, when you just start driving in circles, you need to know where you're going. So if you need to get to, let's say you need to get to the next state, you know which highway you have to take, you know which turn, you know where you have to stop for gas. You have to put everything in place, but first you have to know where the finish line is for you in order for anything to work, right? Once you know where you're going, everything in between is the how you're going to get there. And that's the things that we need to focus on. We can't be too consumed into the things that we hate, the things that we dislike, the flaws that we have. We can't be too consumed in that, because that's where we're going to stay unintentionally. And this is totally different from manifesting, right? We absolutely want to do that. We want to manifest. We want to speak things into existence. Our words and our minds are very powerful, right? But we also have to understand that we have to put that work into, we have to put the work in. And I had to learn that the hard way. That it takes work. We can go the easy route, but it may not last long. So I definitely had to learn that the hard way. They always say you're gonna pay with time or you're gonna pay with money, and it's no different. It's no different. Trading is no different. A lot of the journeys that I embarked, right, would be multi-million-dollar businesses. Like if I had the proper guidance, or if I wasn't so stubborn and I connected with the right people, then I would have several multi-million-dollar businesses, right? I came up with an idea for leak-proof underwear for women, and I think the following year, a big company, they have them everywhere. I was just like, whoa, when you like think of something and you're laying down and you're like, whoa, wow. And then I came up with a CBD skincare line a few years ago, and then I kind of paused it because I didn't understand marketing. I didn't understand funnels. I didn't understand a lot of different things. And then I see that it's everywhere now. It's in all the major stores, Target, this place, that place. And I was thinking like, wow, what if I just would have sat down and paid for mentorship, someone to teach me how to market, someone to teach me how to build funnels, someone to teach me all of these things. Maybe that's where I would have been. But everything happens for a reason. So when I came into trading, I was like, oh, heck no. I'm not about to spend any more time losing money because I'm on YouTube University. I'm trying out 400 different strategies. I'm following this person, this guru. I'm taking advice from all different places. And, it was a lot of time, guys, and it was a lot of money. And it did cost me. It was more expensive. It was more expensive trying to do it on my own. And we do that, especially when we don't have to. We don't have to do that. It doesn't have to be done that way. What is the relationship that I have with money? So here's some examples of the different classes, right? Poor people use money to survive, right? This is what, a lot of money goes towards food, right? That's poor people. That's their relationship with money. Money is a survival tool for them. And then we have middle class people, where these are people who have jobs, and they doing what they have to do, and they use money to leverage luxury items like credit, right? So the middle class people are using money to put a down payment on something expensive. Maybe that's something that's way too expensive for them, and then they're locked into these payments, and then we get into debt, which is bad debt, right? Because all debt is not bad. We have good debt, we have bad debt. It just depends on if that's your asset or your liability. Just like a mortgage, a mortgage. You have everybody, you should have a house. Everybody should have a house. And like me, I have a mortgage, but I have tenants, right? So they are paying the mortgage, and they are also giving me cash flow, right? I have cash flow with that property, right? And then I have a luxury car, but it's also rented, and I'm driving my regular car. I like my regular car. My regular car is really nice. But I also have cash flow, right? So these are things that I wanted, and I still have them. I have them. They're mine technically, but I'm not financially responsible for them. I'm not paying for them because I like having stuff that I don't have to pay for. Right? And that's just the way that I had to learn to do that too. That's just the relationship that we have with money. So that's middle class. And then we have the wealthy people. The wealthy people use money to print money. And that's the difference. The difference between these three classes is the mindset. So it's not even the money, right? You're poor because you use money to survive, right? Now that's a different story. I don't really know everybody's situation. Then we have middle class people who have a hard time leaving the middle class because they want nice stuff, but they can't really afford it. If you can't outright pay for something and you can't afford it, right? And then you spend a lot of your time paying for something that, by the time you fully paid it off, it's old. You want something else. You want something new. And so the middle class people stay locked into this hamster wheel of debt, right? Bad debt. And then we have wealthy people who use money to make more money, right? Let's just say some of us, if we got a lawsuit today, we already know what we want to spend it on. It's going to be more than likely things that we can't afford. And if a lawsuit fell onto someone with a different mindset, they're going to use that lawsuit to guarantee that they have more money coming from that lawsuit. And that's just with the mindset, right? The different classes. What separates different classes is the mind. So right? We have to stop hating our opportunities like our jobs and start using them as leverage. That's something that I did. I took the money that I was making, I used it to pay for this. When I say this, I mean learning. This, I needed to be able to pay my bills while I sat down and learned, right? It was a couple years I was off the grid. I needed to learn this. I was like, everything I do, I'm not getting up, I'm not going to work, I'm not doing, and I needed to have money to do that. So I used a situation, and again, I did not dislike my job. I just used that, to get me my freedom. I paid for my freedom. And, if you want to trade full time, you have to use your income from your job. It may be a place that you absolutely hate. You may have a nasty boss. You may have employees who are shady, right? But we still have to learn how to use that as leverage because it's giving us something, right? And we want to use it for freedom. If you're buying your freedom, you ever watched a movie and they said, I just want to buy my freedom. And that's what this is all about. You have to learn how to buy your freedom with what you have, right? I don't care if you got to make dinners on Sunday to get you, to pay for what you gotta do it. If you gotta use your car to drive Uber a few times at night, that's what you gotta do because this is something that you want to do. So, it's just, I guess, like how bad you want it, how bad you want this, right? And so, right? Because this is an investment of time and money. And I feel like some people have the money to get into it, but they don't have the time. You have to equally have both in order to have success with this, right? And I want to talk about this. This is something that's really important because while we're on the subject, right? I want to talk about decorating, the comfort zone. Why some of us don't take action. Why some of us are in the same place, and year after year, you'll find that some people are like, man, I still want to go and do that, and I should have did that, and opportunities come and they still don't take action. And why? This is because some people paint the comfort zones, decorate the comfort zones. It's like having an uncomfortable couch, right? You have an uncomfortable couch and you put some pillows on it. And when you walk past your couch, you're like, I want to get rid of that couch, but it looks pretty now because you put some pillows on it. So, why do we do that? Why do we decorate the comfort zone? And maybe some of you are like, I don't even know what she's talking about, but I'm going to get into that. I have a nice little story about Mr. Green, right? So Mr. Green is an outstanding employee and his boss gives him a raise, right? Nice. He deserves it. He's a good guy. So Mr. Green has been spending a lot of time analyzing the market, and he felt as though he has sacrificed just way too many years at work. He's been on the job 25 years, right? And let me pause that real quick. So have you guys been looking at what the life expectancy is these days? Is it like 70 something and stuff? So you're expected to work until you're 60 something years old. Let me get that right. And then you only have 9 or 10 good years to enjoy your life. Oh, heck no, I can't do that. I can't do that. And you have to say to yourself, like, I can't do that. That's unacceptable. So back to Mr. Green. He felt like he was just, spending way too much time at work. He was done. And so, he started looking at the charts and he said to himself, as soon as I get some more money, as soon as I get some extra money, I'm going to do what I need to do to take my talents somewhere else, right? Boom. And I like to say boom. It's probably a New York thing, but he gets the raise, and sure enough, Mr. Green upgrades his car, right? And I mean, he should do that. I mean, he worked real hard for that. Like, he worked real hard for this money. Like, he wants to be in a car that he likes, that he loves, and it's well deserved, right? And so he got a good deal, guys. He got a good deal. He took his car that he already had paid off, and he was able to use it as a down payment. Oh my God, Mr. Green, that was such a good deal. He took the car that he already paid off and he traded it in, and they used it as a down payment. That is a good deal, right? Like, oh my God, Mr. Green, you got a good deal. So Mr. Green gets home with new iPhones for the family. I love you, Dad. I love you, right? Everybody's so happy, right? Everybody loves gifts. And he feels good. He's like, I'm the provider. I'm the man. I'm able to, upgrade a few things. And it feels good because, he worked real hard for that. And he sits in his favorite chair, and then he decides he's tired of watching the basic cable channels. And then he goes and he upgrades his cable service, right? Before you know it, the bills are due again. And Mr. Green decides that it's best to get a part-time job. Why? Why does Mr. Green need a part-time job now? He got a raise. But why does he need to get a part-time job? Because guys, them bills was kicking his behind. So now he's like, you know what? It's not that serious. I'm just gonna work on the weekends. I still got that raise, but it just really doesn't feel like I even got a raise. Maybe they're taking out more taxes. You know, when people say, well, I made more money, but they took out more taxes. And this is when people don't even understand or realize that they just fumble in a bag. You fumble in a bag. That's what it is. And so Mr. Green, what he did was he decorated his comfort zone. Now, he made it feel better, right? He made it feel better. And when he got extra money, he didn't even realize like this is the comfort zone I'm trying to leave. So now you went from working one job to 2 jobs because you felt like, you know, it's not so bad now. I got the things that I want. So now he's at the second job thinking about it all over again, looking at the charts. Well, next time I get some extra money, or maybe I'm going to start saving. Or he starts saying something like this. Hey guys, we're going to cut out this and that. This is when people start cutting things out of their life, not understanding like we don't need to be removing the stuff that we enjoy. We're human. We are human. We don't need to be cutting off the things that make us feel good. You don't need to stop getting your hair done. You don't need to stop getting your nails done. Those are the things that make you feel good because we're still human. We need more money, right? So what can we shut down temporarily to get us where we want to go without sacrificing, the things that make us feel good? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. You have to also ask yourself, am I painting? Am I decorating my comfort zone? I got to a place where I wanted to be, but there's another place that I want to be because it doesn't stop. Because why would I be limited to this particular place? Why would I be limited? It's like saying I want to make $1 million. Why don't you want to make 10? Why don't you want to make 100 million? What's gonna stop you? Why can't you do what you're doing and 10x it, 100x it? Like, what stops you, right? And so that's why I think to myself, like, I'm gonna continue to live basic because there's something else that I want more. Like, I did this. It was kind of like, oh, watch this, because that's how I feel. That's just how I feel. So, guys, success with trading is not overnight. It's not an overnight success story. I know we see a lot of like 30-second success stories, and that's just a small clip of the things that people had to endure, that people had to sacrifice, and that people had to to live with, to go through it. We only get those 30-second clips because this is social media. We don't get to hear the whole story of how many years it took. We just like the ending result. And I feel like some people come to trading looking for a fast get rich quick, easy kind of thing. And if you're looking for something like that, guys, people are gonna sell it to you. I'm not gonna even lie. People are gonna sell that to you. You want to get rich quick and you have a couple dollars, people are gonna take it. They're gonna take it real fast because that's what you're looking for, right? So your intention has to be clear. Your intention has to be clear, and you have to understand that with trading, it's like any other business it's like anything else. You're gonna lose, you're gonna win, you're gonna cry, you're gonna get frustrated, you're gonna love it, you're gonna hate it, because this is what it is. It's just not a place where it's all cloudy and sunny and all that. If you go to my Instagram page, which is Tokyo the Trader, it looks good. It looks real good. It looks very nice. Like, I can't wait to do what she's doing. But guys, you gotta understand what I went through to get there, the losses I took and the times that I sacrificed and stuff like that, the frustration I had. And that's something that you have to be realistic about. You can't just come in and think that it's just gonna be easy for me and I don't have to put a lot of work in. Not true. Not gonna happen. Not here. So when you come to trading, you have to have the right mindset. You have to understand what your relationship to money is. Money is not evil. Money should be used as a tool. Money is going to either be your tool for survival, or it's going to be your tool to print more money. And I like using money to print more money. That's what I like to do. Honestly, guys, when I make money, it's already into something I could possibly, generate some more money for me, right? When you know and understand the technical analysis and everything, with Forex, it helps you to invest into stocks properly. That's a topic for another day. I might even have a little class for that, like, how to invest in certain stocks, because people will pay you if you really understand what you're doing with the technical analysis part and your mindset is together. People will really pay you. They will trust you with thousands, if not millions of dollars, to know when's the right time to invest in certain stocks. I think we were taught wrong, incorrectly. And like I said, I'll get into that another day. So if you come into trading and you're not really willing to put the work in, and you just think because you got a couple dollars, you're gonna blow it. It's gonna be this is a very volatile market. People leave crying. If you're not ready to put the work in, and you just you have an expensive hobby. That's what I like to say. So guys, with that being said, I'm hosting a 3-day live event starting February 15th. I'm going to properly prepare everyone from going from a full-time employee to a full-time trader. When you leave this experience, you're going to have the proper mindset, the proper preparation. You're even going to leave with a few roadmaps, and I'm also giving away prizes, guys. To get more information, you guys can look at the link in the description. You guys can also get more information from my Instagram channel, Tokyo the Trader. That is TOKYO the Trader. That is my Instagram. And you can also catch this YouTube video on my YouTube channel, and my YouTube channel is Tokyo the Full-Time Trader. Yes, this is what it's all about. I had to really figure out, like, what is my purpose with this? I know I want to teach. I know I'm like doing my thing, and people are gaining value from this, but what is the point? Who am I looking for? Who have I connected with the most? And it's mostly the full-time people who are like, hey, Tokyo, I'm ready to just get over there and start trading full time. I'm ready to move to another state. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to do that. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'm teaching people how to go from full-time employees to full-time traders, and I love it. So yeah, guys, this is a 3-day live event. It's gonna be amazing. Of course, if you ever been to any of my live events, you know what it's hitting for. We have to learn how to leverage what we have to get forward, and some of us really don't know how to do that. And that's fine. Connect with me. And if you're looking for this book, it's How to Beat the Market, Master Your Mind and Win Like Crazy. It's on Amazon.com. And there's also a trading journal as well. And guys, with that being said, I had a blast. There's so much more in store. Every freaking Wednesday, same place, same time. Thank you all for watching. See you next time, guys.